Have you ever been to a really nice island or a really nice country? You had such a good relaxing time there, and then when you go back home, you just really dread that feeling of going back to the same old? Well, now that you're on a staycation retreat, you're not going anywhere, so you're still waking up to the same thing, the same views every day. Hi there, I'm Ling, and the founder of Magic of Choice. I support people in their 20s to learn to love and lead themselves so that they can stop settling, jumpstart their purpose, and create long-lasting impacts. I just came out of a staycation for which I had to put my foot down and say, I need a break, or else I would just keep working and working, feeling guilty for not doing enough. And I'm here sharing this with you about some of the benefits that I have found of taking a conscious break, a staycation retreat at home, and I hope this may inspire you to do what you might really be needing at this moment. I define taking a conscious break means slowing down and start rejuvenating. So being mindful of what you put into your bodies, your physical, mental, and emotional bodies, being mindful of what you put out there, of how you're spending your time, things like that. Being conscious and taking a break, however, doesn't mean that you have to completely give up the things that are not serving you. And that's the beauty of a DIY self-retreat. You can customize it to what you need. So a retreat for myself does mean that I will and do have some time for Netflix or watching some Korean dramas that I want to watch. And I'll talk more about this customization that you can do in my next videos on how to actually create a fun and enjoyable retreat experience. So, subscribe to my channel and click a notification bell so that you'll be notified when it's out. One thing I would like you to take note of is that you don't need to be able to take a tons of time off to have a DIY retreat at home. The length of the retreat can be as short as a few hours and long as a few days. It's really up to you and up to your current circumstance to be able to decide on the length. And again, I'll be talking about this in the next video that I'll be posting. What I would actually recommend is that you start taking some time off for a few hours, maybe taking time off social media, off internet, off screen time, whatever it is that you generally do a lot, and do it for a few hours and see how you feel, and then extend it to a day, see how you feel, eliminate what you usually do that takes energy from you, and then start introducing in the things that make you feel joyful, make your creative juice flow, and the things that make you happy. And once you're comfortable with doing a one-day retreat, you can start doing a longer retreat. And that's what I just did. Now, I'll share with you 4 reasons why doing a staycation DIY retreat at home might be very helpful for you right now. The first reason is that taking a break or slowing down doesn't mean that you're not getting anything done. I mean, yes, you're not creating results in the way that you used to, but underneath all the slowness layer, a lot of things are happening. I'll give you this example. In a workout class, generally the cool down part is really important. It's something that most teachers would take very seriously and would not skip. Do you know why? Now, when you take a rest, when you cool down, your body starts to take in all of the new information, all of the new moves that it has learned during the class, and it's slowly starting the integration process of memorizing everything in the muscle, of making the new moves yours. That's why we take breaks. Yes, it's to slow down, it's to take rest, but the even more important reason is that when there's space, the integration process happens. all the new knowledge, all the new actions that you've taken, all the new things that you've tried, all parts of your body, start to integrate them and start making them your own experience. So some of the healing sessions that I offer, the integration part is so important that it's part of the session, and it has to be done with me just sitting there and holding space for the client. Of course, integration is gonna last for however many days or weeks or months that you will need to, but taking a break or slowing down, start triggering in and start letting the new information come in more naturally. That's why it's really, really helpful to take a break. The second reason to try a staycation DIY retreat at home is pretty obvious. It's generally free. There's no airfare, there's no hotel to book, there's no transportation you need to spend money on, there's no fees, you don't need to spend money on any teacher or anyone. The only money you need to use is probably for food. And the third reason is that when you organize a retreat at home for yourself, you have the full control over your schedule. There's nobody else going to decide what you're going to be doing. There's no groups to follow. It's just you. You can define your own purpose. And what I've noticed is that even though I define kind of what I'm looking for, the experience that I had kind of just got shaped by however I wake up that morning and whatever I was feeling, whatever I was drawn to at that time. And because you have full control over your schedule, as I mentioned before, you can include all the things that truly bring you joy, and you can decide what you want to do while still leaving enough space for yourself to reflect and to grow, just kind of free time. How you can make this work, I'll mention it in my next video on how to create a fun and enjoyable retreat at home. Now, I have a question for you. Imagine you're planning the retreat right now. Let me know in the comment section about the one thing that you would truly want to do in your time off. Here's the thing, there's a downside to a DIY retreat. When you don't have to follow anyone's schedule, when you don't have anyone to hold you accountable, it's much easier and it's much more tempting to just break the plan altogether. For example, if you've decided to maybe spend 2 days on watching Netflix and watching some shows, and then another 2 days without internet, it might be very tempting to just spend all the 4 days watching Netflix. That may happen, right? So it definitely requires a certain level of discipline. The fourth reason or benefit of taking a staycation retreat at home is that you get to see things from a different perspective. Let me say it again. You get to see familiar things from a different new perspective. Have you ever been to a really nice island or a really nice country? You had such a good relaxing time there, and then when you go back home, you just really dread that feeling of going back to the same old? Well, now that you're on a staycation retreat, you're not going anywhere, so you're still waking up to the same thing, the same views every day. However, I bet you that when you slow down enough, and when you pay attention enough, and when you try doing things differently in the same settings, you will start seeing your current situation in a different light. And you may start appreciating more what life has offered you and is offering you. A prime example of this is I started taking a longer walk during my retreat, where I just walked down, like near in my neighborhoods. And the other day, I just walked down these tiny little streets, and I was so amazed by the architecture there, like how every building looks unique, the arches, the doors, the windows, every building has a different design, and that was just fascinating to me. I mean, how have I not recognized it? I've lived here for months, and I was so fascinated and curious and just so amazed at how many things we truly miss by being busy all the time. So those are the 4 reasons and benefits of doing a staycation retreat at home. Have you ever done such a thing? If yes, what was your experience? If you haven't, will you want to try it? If you decide to try it, let me know in the comment section how your experience was. I would love to hear. And I know for myself, I will definitely be taking more shorter retreats at home, weekends like this, where maybe I'll just have 2.5 days off, Friday evenings, Saturday and Sunday, but I can still turn it into a really relaxing time. Because I found that I don't actually need a week or 2 weeks off when I'm taking a conscious break. Even just a few days can help me rekindle that passion or that curiosity and that wonders that I have for life. And I hope the same will happen for you. Like this video, share this with someone who you feel it might be helpful, subscribe to my channel for new videos coming out, and hit the notification bell for the next videos where I'll be talking about the steps to create an enjoyable retreat experience. And remember, stop settling, jumpstart your purpose, and creating long-lasting impacts. Bye!